Imagine that life is going on as if everything is fine, and then suddenly everything turns upside down. What would you do if everything around you suddenly becomes foreign and the person you trust the most betrays you deeply? That's how my story began. One morning, as I was heading to the office as usual, I experienced the biggest shock of my life, delivered by a man I had never met before. At that moment, time seemed to stop and a new page in my life was turned, but unfortunately, it was a dark and cold page. If you are watching this video right now, you have taken a step towards facing the realities of life. If you don't want to leave room for surprises that could turn your life upside down, subscribe now and don't forget to like this video to learn the truths and prepare for the worst-case scenario. Remember, the truth is just a click away. Everything started that morning in the office, right in front of all my colleagues, when a well-dressed man I did not know handed me divorce papers. "Jacob Black, you are now free," said the man. His name was James Carter. There was a sad smile mixed with sorrow on his face. At that moment, I felt as if time had stopped. My friend Lisa was right beside me. "Let's get you out of here," she said softly. We walked quietly from my desk to the meeting room. I could feel the stares, the whispers around me. Memories of the last 4 months with my wife Emily came to mind. When I returned from Afghanistan, it was as if we were newlyweds again, passionate, intense. But now everything felt like a lie. Lisa's questions were overwhelming me. "When was the last time Emily kissed you with love, Jacob?" As these questions echoed in my mind, I remembered the moment I learned Emily had cheated on me. It all started with a package of photos. Yes, those pictures. They were taken with Brian, the business manager from the 3rd floor. These photos had reached Mark, the head of human resources at Emily's workplace. Mark and the company's vice president, Paul, called me into a room. They alleged that Emily was trying to cover up her relationship with Brian and was violating company rules. They said Emily should have discussed this situation with me at home to fix it. With tears in my eyes and a broken heart, I got into my car. On the way, I thought about our entire marriage, the time I spent with Emily, how I trusted her, how we built a life together, and now, how this dream had collapsed. That day, the day I understood that Emily had betrayed me, that the man in those pictures was who he was, all my feelings collapsed. As I approached home, my phone rang. It was Emily. Hearing her voice only hurt me more. "Please, listen to me, Jacob," she pleaded. "I can explain everything." "What can you explain, Emily?" I said, my voice trembling. "I saw everything in the pictures." Emily was silent for a moment. "I cheated on you, I know, but we can fix this. I love you, Jacob." "Is this love?" I said, feeling the cracks in my heart. "While I was spending years in the war, were you with someone else?" At that moment, I saw how empty all our hopes and plans were. She had cheated on me, betrayed us, and I, returning home, didn't even know how I would face her. When I got home, I waited in the parking lot for a short time. I was struggling to breathe. I got out of the car and walked slowly to the door. When I opened the door, I saw the empty rooms of Emily and our son Jack. Everything had been packed up. The house was cleared out. My phone rang again. Not from Emily this time, but a message from my lawyer. I learned that Emily had taken our child and moved to another city. Something inside me snapped, leaving behind everything we had, the years, the dreams. And one day, the doorbell rang. When I opened the door, an unexpected face was there. Sarah. Yes, Emily's co-worker, but also an old friend. "Jacob, we need to talk," said Sarah with an uncertain expression in her eyes. Sarah explained that Emily was just a victim, part of a bigger game. I learned that a high-level executive at the company was putting pressure on Emily to protect his own career, drawing her into a dangerous game. After Sarah's visit, everything started to clear up over a few weeks. I received letters from Emily. In those letters were apologies, explanations, truths, and finally, one morning, I made a decision to confront Emily and maybe, against all odds, give her another chance. The end of this story? It hasn't been written yet, but I know this. Sometimes, when broken pieces are put back together, they can form a stronger whole.